Hey guys, welcome back to day one of E3 Live, powered by Twitch. I'm very excited to be here with the team, Halo, the Master Chief Collection. We got Dan and Frank. Guys, welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Yeah, thrilled to be here.
Words can I describe the excitement during the press conference yesterday when I heard that Halo 2, number one, remade and coming back like multiplayer as well as it was in its original form. I'm so psyched. So we're going to see some footage in a second. Well, let's actually roll the footage now. We can just check it out and just talk about it. But I have so many questions for you guys. And for you watching right now in chat, drop your questions. We'll get to it. Let's see what you got. So, yeah, let's get that footage started. Here we go.
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, actually what we're showing here, this is actually what we're showing behind closed doors this week. So this is Cairo Station. So, as you said, Halo 2 full anniversary treatment. So we've gone in and we've retouched everything. This is obviously work in progress. You guys can see a terminal up ahead here. That was something that we got a lot of great feedback back on the first anniversary. And by catching the terminals, you guys, you're going to get some hints as to some stuff that's coming in the storyline on Halo 5. So you're definitely going to want to go in and find those. And skulls. You're going to be able to collect a lot of skulls, customize your gameplay, and just have a great, great time with that. We've got some nice surprises waiting for you guys there. But we'll just hop in and start going around. So, one of the big things, obviously, that people think about when they think of Halo 2 is the dual wielding, right?
Yes.
And, that's something in multiplayer and in campaign that's just great to have back. You can see we've got a lot of detail here. You've got some great, great action that we're about to get into. But you can just see some of the differences.
Oh, yeah. Everything looks like super sharp.
Yeah, nice and sharp. But, the biggest thing I think that the best feedback, and I think what fans really enjoyed and appreciated, was that ability to switch graphics between classic and remastered. So you can still do that. In fact, now with the power of the Xbox One, it's even faster. On the first one, you may remember kind of faded in and faded out.
Right.
You're going to see we're going to do it here, and it is instantaneous. So you can really just see.
It was just so much fun going back and forth. Exactly.
So there it is, 10 years ago. And as you saw, no delay. You're just like going right away. And it's just fantastic. I mean, this has always been a magical feature for me personally.
Yeah, so I just don't remember that way. In my head, it's happening like I'm playing like a newer version, man. You look at that, it's so incredible.
Yeah, and it's like, I like to joke, it's like watching 10 years of gaming evolution, like right at the touch of a button.
It's so awesome.
And you can really see, as we're going through here, you can see some of the details on the characters too. I mean, the characters look great, and it's just a tremendous amount of fun. And if, again, at any time you can hit that back button and see how it looked back in the day. And obviously, you can see the gameplay is identical. This is just a purely graphical switch. But you're also going to be able to do this through the cinematics. We've redone the cinematics with blur. So the entirety of our cinematics, Blur's redoing them, and they look gorgeous. We're going to start showing you guys some of that in a little bit as well.
See it.
Not today, unfortunately, but we will be.
Not today. The tears are going to start flowing.
Stick around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the cinematics just look awesome. The music as well. When you switch, you're going to switch from that classic music to same music, but we've remastered it and reorchestrated it and stuff like that.
But besides the music, have actual sound effects and people's voices been redone as well?
We've redone the voices, the weapons. The sniper rifle in particular sounds amazing. But again, all of that switches too when you switch it. So when you go to classic mode, it's the original sounds and music. When you hit back and come into the new mode, it's the new weapon sounds, the new audio, the new music, and all of that without any delays.
I'm going to be doing that through the entire game. Just every scene, it's like switch back, forth. How's that going to sound? Oh. So, what were some challenges that you guys encountered while doing this?
Fortunately on this, we learned a lot of tricks, right? I mean, because we'd done this the first time with the first anniversary.
Right.
Getting it done that first time was the tricky part for us. Figuring that swap out, we'd mostly done it, and now with the new generation platform, we obviously had more power to work with to be able to do it.
Right.
But the trick for us is always to make sure that the gameplay doesn't swap, like it's still identical gameplay to how you remembered, and that there's just no delay in your play experience.
Right. That's so cool now I can just swap it on the fly. That still seems like I can't wait to get in there and
we
start
love
playing with it. But cool, let's start taking some questions from chat if that's okay.
Sure.
So let's see. You better purchase an Xbox One for this, dude. How can you not? Let's see here. Come on, guys. Throw me some questions. 10 years later. What are you talking about, dude? Fix your monitor. All right. So, did you have a favorite level that you were just really passionate restoring and making look extra awesome? Where, let's say, back then you just didn't have that power on the Xbox that you now have with the Xbox One. That you thought now that we have this power, when we remake this, we should now do this in this scene.
Yeah, it's actually funny you bring that up. I mean, we talk the Halo 2 multiplayer in particular was really important for us to make sure that the multiplayer is identical to how it was 10 years ago. But, we worked with Max Hoberman at Certain Affinity, who was the original Halo 2 multiplayer designer. And we've recreated 6 Halo 2 maps with the power of the Xbox One. So on the one hand, you've got that classic gameplay experience that is identical,
right?
But we've chosen 6 maps, we're running it on a modern engine, and it's funny, what you said was exactly our dialogue with Max. So when I called Max up, and I'm like, hey Max, love to do this with you, what do you think? He was really excited. And we started the conversations like, Max, 10 years ago, you were doing this. What would you have liked to have been able to do? But the tech wasn't there, or you didn't have the time, and things like that. And we're going to start talking about some of those things in a little more detail as we get closer to launch. But Max had his, like, almost instantly, in fact, his wish list. Like, I would have loved to have been able to do this. I would have loved to have been able to do that.
So you can't give me anything. Not one thing that,
Yeah.
All right.
And I mean, and you know, Frank and team, obviously Frank brings a lot of Halo tribal knowledge with him too.
Right on.
So working with Frank and his team to really, like, what are the ones we absolutely have to get in there and do?
Yeah. No, I think multiplayer maps are going to be, well, you're going to get the joy of releasing what those are over the next few months. But I think graphically, I was always excited to see what Delta Halo would look like.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many different environments even within that sort of sequence of environments that seen with new lighting. And we should point out, caveat, this is still work in progress.
Right.
So everything you're seeing is still being layered and layered and layered. And every time we get a new build, things look even better. But certainly some of the later levels are starting to look really pretty amazing.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. And I still feel the same feels. Like, you know, it just all comes back to me, like those moments, like when I'm first running through those corridors after, like, you know, exiting like the tutorial. It just all comes back to me. I can't wait to relive that.
And a lot of people are asking us if the same sort of tricks and even exploits work, and they do to a point. I would say that we're rendering a different screen space at 16:9, so some of the super bouncing might not work the way you expected. It didn't even work between PAL and NTSC versions in the same way. And things like cool. BXR. It's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. So what we decided to do was get a snapshot of Halo as it was for the bulk of its lifespan. So yes, some of that stuff will work, and some of it will behave differently just because it's being rendered differently. But it's the same game. The Scarab gun, the soccer ball, it's all in there.
So now during multiplayer, will I be able to switch like the graphics like the same way I am during single player?
So not for multiplayer. So you know, single player is absolutely where we focused on that. On the multiplayer side, I mean, what's exciting for me about the multiplayer is we've got over 100 multiplayer maps. So quite literally, any multiplayer map that's ever shipped for Halo 1 through 4 is on this game. And each map runs in its original engine. So if you're playing a Halo 3 map, it's going to load into the Halo 3 multiplayer engine. A Halo 2 map, it'll load into the Halo 2 multiplayer engine. So, I mean, the multiplayer is just going to be incredibly
You just got all
awesome.
the multiplayer right there.
Yeah, quite literally. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Do you have a favorite, like, you know, multiplayer engine that you prefer? I mean, both you guys.
Well, the only one we've revealed is Ascension. My favorite map is probably everyone else's favorite map, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it's really obvious, and it looks beautiful. And actually, there's some stuff in it that we haven't shown, some sort of interactive elements that weren't in the original. And that actually really changes the gameplay on that particular level, which is, I would describe as exterior space with interior parts.
Yeah. Exterior space, interior parts. Oh, that's the way to put it. So cool. Let's see what chat's got over here. Can we import our Forge creations from our Xbox 360 versions of the games? Will you have any kind of like, you know, like my Forge saves from previous games? There's going to be any kind of interactivity where I can bring it into the Master Chief Collection?
So yeah, the way we've approached Forge is basically you will have Forge for the the 6 new maps we talked about for Halo 2.
Right.
You will have Forge for that. You'll have Forge support for 3, Forge support for 4. But unfortunately, you won't be able to bring your stuff over from 360.
I imagine that'd be kind of like insane, right?
Yeah. But they have fixed a few bugs and other stuff, so it's not precisely the Forge that already shipped. There's a couple of things that have been tweaked and fixed. But it's going to be a very familiar experience. For people.
Good to know that you guys are like putting the love over there. I'm sure a lot of people are looking out for that. So let's see here. Guys, feel free to drop your questions if you guys see anything in chat that you want to kind of reach out to.
Well, I see one in there if there's going to be Halo Reach. So, really the idea with the Master Chief Collection was literally the Master Chief's one. So it's going to be Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4. And a lot of this is setting up Halo 5, right? I mean, we talk a lot about your journey starting in 2014. And this is just really the first step, a great way to experience the entirety of that on one disc, on one console at the same time, with that unified interface, right? Which is the other thing we were really excited about. So we created one global interface for all 4 games. So you can, cycle through that however you want, but we've also unlocked everything. So every chapter in each level in each game is unlocked at the get-go.
So I can just immediately go to like my favorite, like that
You can
level
go to
at the
your
end of Halo
favorite
3.
level.
That just like that's
you can
awesome.
go through like, I want to skip this level. I'm going to jump right to this one. But the other thing we do with that, which is a lot of fun, is we're creating playlists that are going to take gameplay moments from all 4 games and combine them. So all of the Warthog missions from all games on one playlist, or all the Arbiter missions, or all the tank missions and things like that. So it lets us create some nice cross-title fun as well.
That has me extremely excited. I mean, do you personally have like a favorite playlist in mind right now? Like, what do you guys play immediately? Like, I would do the tank stuff.
They're sort of, we're playing with the playlists and the content. Right now, my favorite is the Warthog. Is actually a good example because that's the only thing I'm good at. Like a terrible shot, terrible at jumping, but I'm good at driving the Warthog.
All right, I'll be in the back.
That.
I'm a terrible shot too, so maybe that won't work out. But that's very cool. So let's see what else we got here. So for the Halo 1 content, though, they got to stick with the collector, like the original for that one, right? Or will that be...
Not exactly.
No?
Halo 1 is... it's a remake of the Halo Anniversary. So
so it's even like a level beyond
it
that.
It has the anniversary treatment, yeah. So Halo 1 and 2 have the anniversary treatment. Halo 2 also has the new stuff that we talked about.
Right.
And then Halo 3 and Halo 4, both being on Xbox 360, actually still look pretty good to this day. And once we scaled it up to 1080p, it's 60 frames a second, and there were just some things that come out of the fidelity of that and the way that it renders in this new Xbox One screen space that make, especially in Halo 4, a significant difference. It looks really good. It looks fairly modern, in fact.
Oh, man, I cannot wait. 1080p, 60. Oh.
It's going to be, yeah. I mean, the other great thing about the Halo 1 Anniversary is, when we did the first one in 2011, we got a lot of feedback from fans that we took really seriously. So in the collection, it's going to be really the first time you can play Halo 1's multiplayer on Xbox Live. So, I mean, yeah, that's just going to be an insane amount of fun.
Including co-op?
Yep.
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Oh, man. So let's see what else we got here.
Halo
on PC.
Yeah, there's a lot of people asking that.
I
I
know.
think we're avoiding that
Are
question.
I know, we're not avoiding your PC questions, guys. We do see them.
60 FPS.
Right now, obviously, we're here today to talk about, Xbox and all of that good stuff. Don't really have too much to say about PC right now, but definitely hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so how about ranking system from Halo 2? Will that be back? Like, how will the ranking system play into, like, these, like, the revised or, like, revived multiplayer?
Yeah, we've got some pretty cool things planned for that we're going to be talking about, probably, I think, a little closer to Gamescom timeframe.
Got it. And when is the game release timeframe? Is it like holiday this year?
November 11th.
November 11th.
Yep.
November 11th.
Almost day and date to the 10-year anniversary. It's the first Tuesday available as close to the 10-year
Yeah, I
anniversary.
can't believe 10 years have passed by. I can still see myself playing, like jumping off the ramps, my Warthog and multiplayer. It just feels like it was like just months ago. Man, can't wait to relive that. So let's see here. Anything else? Any particular challenges you guys encountered? Otherwise, like while was there anything you had to kind of like shelf while doing this? We just didn't have enough time to kind of get it done, or something really ambitious and just didn't make sense. Or were you guys able to accomplish everything with
we get a lot of questions. Why isn't ODST in there? Why isn't Reach? Why isn't firefighting? But ultimately, we're trying to bring the Master Chief story onto the console, and that was the main driver for this. But secondly, if you're going to build a big plan and as expensive a plan as this is, you have to set boundaries, and then we eventually had to just gate the amount of content that we were going to be able to do justice, because otherwise things start to get compromised, and we didn't want to release a compromised experience.
Are you guys planning a crazy collector's edition? Like, I remember the Halo 3 collector's edition had the helmet. Yeah. Like, do you guys have anything special planned for that?
For just $1,000, I will come to your house and set it up, and tune your TV, and mess with your surround sound. Yeah, so that's
campaign together. Yeah. Let's make it happen. Let's see. How much data will be needed to upload? I don't get that one. Super jumps, are they officially 100% back? You mentioned that they didn't work like 100%, right?
They work differently in different regions because of the frequency of your TV and even your power supply. It was a bug from Havoc physics and the way that they interacted with the geometry. So they're still there, but they're not going to behave precisely the same. Again, it's being rendered at a native resolution that didn't exist back then, and so on and so on. So we don't want to promise things that we can't until we get through the entire testing process. Guarantee.
But it's on your mind at least, which is really cool.
Yeah, and certainly all of the Easter eggs and stuff that you remember from there are going to be in there intact. So.
Very cool. There's a good question here. Will the campaigns transition into each other after they're finished? Like I finished like Halo 2, will it just like automatically transition into Halo 3?
There's a playlist for that.
There's a playlist. So yeah, I mean, you can, as I said, you can hop around
right.
in each, through the entirety, however you want. If you want to play all the way through 1, all the way through 2, you can absolutely do that as well. So you can recreate that experience as though you were just putting the disc in and playing through the whole thing. And it was funny when you were asking about our favorite playlists. Mine is, we've got one, which we'll come up with a very good name for, which is quite literally start first mission Halo 1, play through straight all the way to the end of Halo 4. That's going to be off of a single playlist. So I can't wait to see who goes after that one.
I want to see the speedruns.
Yeah, absolutely. How long would that take?
Redefined speedrun. Yeah.
That's insane. Let's see. Any exclusive items for Halo 5? Would you be? That's a pretty good question. Like, will I be able to unlock anything for Halo 5 by
that is a
playing
good
this?
question.
Yeah.
I think that the answer is the games will be connected to Halo 5 in a lot of small and large ways. One of those is story.
Right.
We're going to have terminals in there that sort of deepen the story of the Arbiter. The Blur cinematics. Should we talk about the bookends?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So the working with Blur, we've created some new fiction that bookends the entire thing. It bookends Halo 1 through Halo 4, and actually connects all the stories to Halo 5 with an important character who you're going to be meeting for the first time in the Ridley Scott digital series. That's the Agent Locke that was mentioned in the trailer from the keynote.
Very awesome. Just such rich history, and it's cool that you guys are bringing it like all together using this additional story.
Yeah, and there may be some gameplay / customization elements that might show up. You never know.
All right. Let's see here. Can you change your appearance in multiplayer? Like, will that be going back to like will you be able to do that in Halo 2 multiplayer, for instance, where you can kind of change your appearance even further?
Yeah, effectively, I mean, any game you're in. So
right.
if you're playing Halo 4, you're going to be able to do what you could in Halo 4, similar for 3, similar for 2, so all the way down the line.
Got it. Very cool.
Yeah.
So where can people go to find more information about the Master Chief Collection?
Well, I can come to their house.
There you go.
There we go. $1,000.
Frank's got it all covered.
There you go.
This is my.
I mean, you can absolutely get onto HaloWaypoint.com. We've got all kinds of great info there. We're really excited. I mean, coming down November 11th, and we're also just thrilled at the reaction from you guys. I mean, a lot of this has just been, for us, a very real labor of love to get all of this into a single massive compilation with the beta access. With the digital series, and all for $59.99, right?
Insane.
I mean, we're just excited to have so much in there, and just all of these I'm personally just so excited to have all of these multiplayer maps.
Yeah. So, Dan, Frank, thank you so much for being here. This work on this monumental project. I can't wait for November 11th. So thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. And stand by. See you guys soon.